Hello traders, very good morning and welcome to today's live market profile and order flow trade analysis by Tradeducation. We are at episode 179, and before I share today's analysis, I would just like to go through a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Also, the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activity. Okay. So with that, let's quickly look at how the option developed on the last Friday's session, and what can be the potential auction development paths for today. Okay, so let me just quickly share my screen, and first let me jump to the daily chart. And from the daily chart, what we are seeing is just some sideways development. So this is a strong selling zone. So this zone is still very intact, a strong selling zone. And after that, what is happening is it's just hovering around the 20 EMA. Okay, so right now there is no confidence in the overall market from the buying side, but selling is pretty strong. So the which happened, I think, in the September session started. That's where. So this is that particular. So this particular bar is denoting that selling is pretty strong here, and we are just now just developing sideways. Okay, so no confidence from the buyer side, but some confidence seen from the seller side. Okay, overall volumes are okay. Last Friday there were a couple of good volumes, and the entire range. So this is 100 points ATR range and 100 days range, and overall the range is decreasing. This is just one data point, which I wanted to share. Second data point which I wanted to share is so this was a balance of 1, 2, 3, and 4 days. So this is a 4-day balance. This is the balance high. This is the balance low. Okay, and what we saw on Friday is the auction opened above VPOC. It tagged the VPOC, and then it just tried to sustain higher. So it was trying to sustain higher, and if you see, this is where buyers came in. So this was more of a liquidity break which happened, a short covering rally which was seen, and this was nothing but because market was trying to find the auction. Okay, I would say the auction was trying to find the liquidity in the markets. Yeah, sorry, I was telling something else and I spoke something else. So this particular auction development path, if you see, so who you have to understand who bought here. So if they were strong buyers. Similarly, if the auction came within the same range, so this is that range, again the expected outcome is that the same buyers who bought here, they should again come here and they should take the auction higher. But this was not the case which was seen. What was seen is, so if you see this particular auction development and if you see this particular auction development, the comparison is here selling pressure is increasing. So here sellers, they did try to, but as it was more of a market trying to find liquidity, and sort of exhaustion, because there were a couple of stops which were built around this region. There were clustered stops, clustered highs, and that's where the auction cleared. It found liquidity, and then the auction, it's just developing sideways. Okay, so coming back to the Friday's auction, it was just developing sideways, and then a sharp downfall came in, and then the auction closed around the VPOC. Okay, this indicates that sellers is strong. It's very good, whereas buying is very bad. Buyers, they are not doing a good job. They are doing a very poor job. Okay, so today the expected outcome is, even if the auction opens around VPOC or around the value area high, we need to see whether buyers are stepping in or not. If the buyers are not stepping in, then the trade action plan for you becomes very easy. That you have to take a short trade because the buying is not strong. Vice versa, if the reversal happens wherein buying is strong and selling is not strong, then you have to take a direction for going long. So going long, and that's all the trade plan which I'm sharing from intraday perspective. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me add the data points of the Friday's auction. So currently, if you see, we are still close below the VPOC, and what I'm expecting is the auction to open above the VPOC. So we need to first observe is whether the VPOC sustains or whether it goes higher. If this does not happen, whether it just spends some good amount of time. So this is the first auction development path. This is the second auction development path. Third auction development path which I'm seeing is whether we see a sharp rejection and then we see a reversal. Okay, this is the third auction development path. And the fourth auction development path is, it just develops sideways. The value area high acts as the level of resistance, and then the auction just goes down. So these are the four trading scenarios. So wherein trading scenario number 4 is for sellers, trading scenario number 2 is for sellers, trading scenario number 1 and 3 are for buyers. Okay, to measure the confidence, to measure the strength. Based on that, you can take the trades. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share from the 1 hourly chart. This is an hourly Nifty futures hourly chart. Okay, and are there any HVNs? There is one HVN here, because if you see, this is a balance and this, so there are two balances which got formed. This is one balance and this is another balance. Okay, so we have a sort of a double distribution day. And one thing to note is, that I'll take it in the market profile chart, is the references which we need to measure. Even though we had a double distribution day, there is not a single print, so this does not indicate it's a strong double distribution. Okay. So now coming back to the market profile chart, let's first study the structure. Are there any anomalies? So we had one anomaly which was cleared. We have one more anomaly here. So this anomaly I'll remove. This anomaly is cleared. Now we still have this anomaly which is intact. So the reference now shifts to the low. So we have got poor lows. So if you see, this low is pretty close by to the low of 15th of September. Okay. So what is happening is we have got poor lows. The structure is okay, but we have got poor lows. There are stop losses which are getting built in this zone. That is one data point. Second data point is we have a G2 high, so there are stop losses which are built here, and also stop losses built around the high of the Friday's auction. So this is the second reference point which I'll be taking. Third reference point, so if you study this price action, so we still have this half back which is not yet cleared. This half back has been cleared. This half back is not yet been cleared. So what I'm expecting the auction development path to happen today is the auction will open, and we also have a peacock here. Okay, so the auction will either open around the peacock, try to go higher, maybe try to clear the highs and then come lower. Okay, so this is the first auction development path. Second auction development path which I'm seeing is it goes higher, it finds rejection around yesterday's high, and then it continues towards the downside, clearing this single print zone. Okay, this is the second auction development path from intraday perspective. Third auction development path which I'm seeing is the peacock acts as the level of resistance, and then we continue to the lower side. So these are the three auction development paths which I'm seeing, and the auction will open in next 10 seconds. So let's see which way the auction develops. Okay, so the auction is open below VPOC. We had a half back reference level here. So let me split this. So let me first of all delete everything. Let me increase this. So we still have a half back reference level here. It opened around the double mechanical reference level. And if you see, this is where buyers came in. So this is a zone, this is a supply, I would say a demand zone. So I'm expecting the buyers to take the auction higher and see some sort of rejection at the peacock, and then we see some reversal. Okay, so the right now from overall market confidence is low. The auction is open within yesterday's range. If you see, we also have an access here, good access here, and that's where the auction opened above it. It saw some rejection, and now the auction is just hovering around it. Okay, so let the market chop, let the low be broken. If the low is broken, then you can expect to have a short trade, keeping the targets around this structured lows, or where stop losses are getting built. And if the auction breaks the high, then you can target the high with the first target of the value area high and the second target of the peacock. Okay, so if you see this, if I split this, this is again where This is again where buyers came in from price action perspective. The market dropped and then the buyers again came in. Okay, so let me just now look at the order flow chart. Okay, so I'll just look at the Friday's auction. The auction is opened way below HVN. Delta is negative. The high is okay. The low is okay. So no anomalies from the order flow chart. Volumes are okay. 2700 volumes. We have sellers at this area, and this area. The auction is below VWAP. Delta is now trying to turn negative. So let's just wait. But the plan for today is if the low is getting broken, I'll be taking a short with the target of the structured lows, poor lows. And if the high is getting broken, I'll be taking a long with first target of the value area low and the second target of the PPOC. So market confidence is low. Overall context says that we are in the buying zone. If you want to take a quick risky trade, you can take a long trade, keeping a stop loss below the today's low or at today's low, and your target at the value area lows of yesterday. So being Monday, I'll be keeping today's live session a bit short. I'll be ending the session in next 5 minutes. So let's just observe the auction development path and see whether the high is getting broken or the low is getting broken. And in the meantime, guys, if you have any comments, use the live chat function. And also those of you who are interested for some training, there are a couple of links in the YouTube description box below. So you can use that. There's a market profile primer course, so you can take that to improve or to learn about market profile. Okay. So I'm just now observing the auction and checking if there are any comments. So no comments. So this single print zone, this is a demand zone, and if the low is getting tagged, it means this demand zone is weaker, and the odds are high that you will be tagging the failed auction sell. So we also have a failed auction sell, we also have a failed auction buy. A lot of nuances which are getting built. Here, if you see, sellers are stepping in now. Numbers are increasing, but not very good volumes on the market open. So the auction closed above VWAP. This is the point of control of the current order flow. So the auction just went around the today's open and it got back up. So you need to understand who's buying here. So if you see, this is where the market opened today. Who's buying here? Are they weak players or strong buyers or strong? Is there strength? Is there any sign of strength? Are you seeing any sign of weaknesses? So if you see here, sellers are stepping in now. Even buyers are stepping in. So a good fight is going on. Delta is flat. So right now we are having an inside bar getting formed. So I'm not seeing any good trade location. Confidence is low. The context says that we are in a buying zone, we are in a demand zone. So 1 minute to go. Let's see, because overall the range is pretty narrow. Let's check what is the range of the current auction. This is the high, this is the low. It's only a 26-point range or 27-point range, and this range is 15 points. Okay, so high is getting broken. But if I look at the volume is not great. So the trade plan which I share, if the high is getting broken, I'll be taking a long. That's a good plan. You can take a long trade, keeping a stop loss around the VWAP or some points below VWAP. But the volumes are not good with this high getting broken. The high is also poor, but I'm so expect further continuation to the upside. Okay, with your first target at the value area low or the close of yesterday. Okay, so that's the trade, one good trade which I was able to share today from the long side. And with that, I would like to end today's session. And let's again catch up tomorrow and observe how the auction develops. And are there any trades from the market open? Okay. So take care and bye for now. Yeah, thank you. Bye.